So I'm a little bit late on this, but Mortal Kombat's 30th anniversary was just a few weeks ago, and as I was telling you guys, we're not going to be getting anything for Mortal Kombat's 30th anniversary. We got like this little cool, cute little Twitter video, and that was it. That was basically it, and that's what I was telling you guys. That was what we're going to be getting. We're going to be getting something to that scale. I mean, at this point, I'm not even really that mad. I mean, because I kind of expected it. I expected it months leading into the 30th anniversary. And then Ed Boon came out and said closer to that date that we weren't going to be getting anything. So at least we officially knew. But still, knowing that we didn't get anything special for 30 years of Mortal Kombat just doesn't really seem right to me. I mean, Street Fighter gave us 12 games for their 30th anniversary. It's almost like the thing that you do for big franchises that hit milestones of this scale. But at this point, it's not even worth complaining about. It's over, and this is not even the point of the video. What did happen in the 30th anniversary was a bunch of media interviews with Ed Boon and him talking about Mortal Kombat and all that kind of stuff. And obviously, they did bring up the question, what's next for Mortal Kombat? And we're going to be going over everything Ed Boon said regarding Mortal Kombat 12 or the next game that's going to be coming from NetherRealm. The first one I want to go over is an interview with Brian Tong. It was like a 30-minute interview talking about the history of Mortal Kombat, and he was asked about what's next for Mortal Kombat. And he doesn't really give an answer here, but he does kind of beat around the bush as much as he can to seemingly not get himself in trouble. Take a look.
Someone asked you, oh, characters, what's coming? And they asked like, oh, can you tell me if Smoke's in the next game? And you alluded to the fact that, well, if I told you this character, it doesn't mean he's in this game. And you did say we have multiple pots stirring. Now, I'm not asking you to tell us what those games are, but I'm curious, because that would imply maybe that there's more than one game. Is that safe to say, at least? Can we at least imply that?
First of all, I said I have multiple pots on the stove, not stirring. Okay, so there's a difference. We are always working on multiple games. We have mobile games, we have our console games. We often start our next game in ideation or research or creating an art Bible or something like that. So and as well as games that I can't even mention, obviously. So I don't know if there was ever a time that we had only one game that we were working on. But yeah, there's stuff coming down the line that I could tell you when we stop rolling the cameras, but I'm not gonna spoil it for everybody.
So yeah, guys, just take that for what you will. He didn't really say much there. Now, keep in mind, this interview was given before Mortal Kombat Onslaught was revealed, so I think this was what he was meaning when he was saying that there are multiple projects in the works. By the way, if you don't know what Mortal Kombat Onslaught is, I made a whole YouTube video talking about it, so check it out in the YouTube cards. Now, this next interview that Ed Boon gave for the 30th anniversary, he said a little bit more about NetherRealm's next game. Not too much, but a little bit more than the last one I showed you. Take a listen.
It is a lot of fun. There's some of it is for play, and then some of it is, it's been so long since our last game. The last game we put out was Mortal Kombat 11 in 2019. And so there's certainly, I keep forgetting that from the outside in, we haven't given any indication as to what's going on. So there's a very much appreciated buildup and anticipation for what we're doing next. And while I certainly can't just say, oh, it's this and it's that, then there's no rollout, there's no buildup, there's no campaign basically to announce the next game. But I do want to provide some amount of communication with fans, just because complete silence is got to be aggravating for players who are really anticipating what we're doing next. So I'm trying to find that line, that balance between having fun, teasing a little bit, and actually giving some feedback. You know, I really don't want to, you know, we have something really special that we're working on, and part of the fun is also just the reveal of what we're going to do next. So I really want to I think people will enjoy it more if they don't know what is coming, and it's a nice, cool reveal.
Something real special, huh? Well, I hope so, because goddamn, we have been waiting for a long, long time, as Ed Boon rightfully acknowledged in this interview. So yeah, he doesn't say much in this interview, but at least he says something along the lines of, yeah guys, we know you're waiting for a long time, I know you've been waiting for a long time, trust me, we're working on something good, it's gonna come out soon enough, or something like that. I'm glad he says something like that. And if you notice, when Ed Boon is communicating with the fans over on Twitter, he's mainly staying on the subject of Mortal Kombat. He's mainly talking about Mortal Kombat with the fans. So when Ed Boon goes on this interview and says like, yeah guys, I'm doing my best I can to communicate with you guys, I'm trying to find a balance and stuff, when he's using that time, he's talking about Mortal Kombat. So I do think Ed Boon is trying to do everything he can to give us an indication that a new Mortal Kombat is the next game. He's doing everything he can to not even explicitly hint at it, but doing the best he can as well to allude to Mortal Kombat being the next game. The next interview I wanted to go over was from Polygon, and Polygon asked Ed Boon, "You're Chief Creative Officer on Mortal Kombat now. How much control do you have over Mortal Kombat right now? Like, how much of that is built into your job, your contract?" And Ed Boon responds with, "Well, obviously Warner Brothers owns the IP, but I'm actually more involved now. I'm involved with the animated series and the next movie that's coming out, so it's very exciting because there's some really cool stuff that's being worked on. Just being involved in the scripts and which characters we're going to include in projects and all that stuff is very exciting for me. Before, I was involved, but not in an official capacity. Now, it's a little bit more official, and it's an exciting time. I can't wait to see people's reaction to some of the crazy stuff that's coming out." So yeah, that's interesting to know. Ed Boon is a little bit more involved now when it comes to anything related to Mortal Kombat. And I wonder how that's going to look like for the future of Mortal Kombat, because, I mean, Ed Boon was always involved in Mortal Kombat, but just from reading this interview, it kind of seemed like Warner Brothers was more in control in the direction of Mortal Kombat. And now it looks like Ed Boon has a little bit more control now than before. And that kind of makes sense because this isn't related to the next game, but I do remember that Ed Boon didn't really say anything when it came to the Mortal Kombat 2021 movie. It didn't really seem like he was involved. Like, it seemed like they showed him scripts and they told him what was going on, but he never really seemed like he had a say in the movie. But now Ed Boon just comes out in here and says, yeah, I'm more involved now in all these Mortal Kombat projects, including the new movie, and I can't wait for people to see the stuff. I do kind of wonder if this new position that Ed Boon has anything to do with the Warner Brothers and Discovery merger. Who knows? All right, this last interview that I wanted to go over with you guys is from PlayStation, and the first question that they ask in this interview is, what's coming next for Mortal Kombat? And again, he doesn't say much in this interview, but let's take a look at what he said. PlayStation blog asks, where does 2022 find Mortal Kombat? Ed Boon says, well, it finds itself celebrating 30 years of being around, being in the public eye. Obviously, we haven't made the last one. I guess that's probably the closest I could say without revealing too much. At this point, guys, I think we're all thinking about it. I think we're all feeling it. I think we all know at this point that the next NetherRealm game is going to be a new Mortal Kombat game. I mean, when you're out here saying, well guys, we haven't made the last Mortal Kombat, just saying, or hey, I'd be surprised if we never did another one, just saying, like, what else do you guys need to know besides official word? At the time of recording this video, we're exiting October, entering November, and soon enough, we're gonna enter December. And that's when the Game Awards start. And I think that's going to be our moment. So we're basically in November right now. We're at the end of October. So one more month, guys. One more month. That's going to be it for today, guys. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments below. Make sure you leave a like on this video if you enjoyed. And subscribe for more Mortal Kombat content and updates. I'll see you guys in the next video.